Greetings, superior beings, greetings, supreme being. Welcome to part 2 of the video. I'm tortured to death by the NSA with centipedes. So usually I begin with greetings, superior beings, greetings, supreme being. Welcome to universalpeace.jimdo.com. Yes, I've written down some points in reality. And my mother was also tortured to death by the same people with HARP that have tortured many people to death, possibly millions of people with HARP, and there are other people online that also report about this. And they've done the same dental torture to my mother, and she also had a spot on her parotid gland, caused by the dental torture in reality, which is extremely painful, done with HARP in pulsed energy projectile mode. It is possible other ionospheric heaters such as IceCat are involved, and there are many names for these things: Death Ray, Project Star Wars, Nikola Tesla's Death Ray, scalar interferometers, ionospheric heaters, quantum potential weapons, etc. So there are other terms that they also use. This video is meant as evidence and testimony that I am tortured to death by the NSA with centipedes in reality. People that have not attempted to press charges of directed energy weapon torture can still press charges of incitement to commit genocide against the people that did so with their book quotes on universalpeace.jimdo.com. And in reality it may be crucial to do so, and otherwise these people that don't do that, if they don't press charges, one who knows of evidence must testify, they may be eliminated soon by the same people, Dr. Kissinger of Bilderberg and others, with their book quotes advocating a population reduction with 50 to 99%, Ted Turner on universalpeace.jimdo.com. Reason for ridiculously low amount of viewers is they are all brain controlled and tortured if they would attempt to watch my videos. That is one possible explanation for that. And the other thing is that they can control the YouTube counter and any other electronic appliance with wireless energy, of course, synthetic telepathy. The quantum computer lets people fall asleep that watch videos of targeted individuals and videos in which the perpetrators are exposed. The quantum computer can simulate any person. That's called Project Immortality. So theoretically Adolfo Nicholas or Obama, Barry Soetoro Davis, Obama or whatever his name is, and others can be simulated by the quantum computer and stay with a person 24 hours a day in reality, because computers and robots never sleep. Clear is that the torture is done with HARP, so the NSA must be involved. I've determined the direction of the beam in reality with a grounded Van de Graaff generator when they were doing the dental torture to me, and a grounded Van de Graaff generator partially deflects the beam, I found out by accident, onto other body parts, and that way I was able to determine the direction of the beam, which was a surprise to me. Until that time I believed that the attacks were done with satellites in reality and with cancer cell phone radiation, while in reality an aluminum foil head cannot shield the scalar waves, about which Tom Bearden and others have reported more, and you can do test yourself with wireless energy technology of Nikola Tesla in coils to show that scalar waves do exist in reality. Hybrid insects only to cover up synthetic telepathy. That was my last point for the second part of the video. So they control the brainwaves of people directly and also monitor the brainwaves by sending two beams through the brainwaves, through the brain in reality. And the difference between those two waves contains their whole bioelectric field, which contains their EKG, EMG and EMG, muscle movement and heartbeat as well as the brainwave, the EEG. And the brainwave is electromagnetic, therefore easily alterable. That's explained in the Malech patent, remotely monitoring and altering brainwaves. And the Hatayama patent describes how they can control emotions remotely. And the Brown patent describes how that is done with antennas, so that they don't need a chip or something implanted in the brain or body of the person to be able to monitor or control the person in reality. So, recovery begins with non-compliance. Test everything you learn. We can think of the opposite next idea at any time, even though they may be able to send ideas in our own inner voice. They might not do that continuously, although of course with quantum computers it is possible to do that continuously. So any idea we have, maybe also any idea I have, maybe sent by the quantum computer in our own inner voice. In making a Tesla plasma shield, I think is one of the most essential things. That means portable Tesla plasma shield. On YouTube you can see videos of how to make a small plasma shield, a Tesla plasma shield with a battery. I was hoping that perhaps somebody can produce them, mass produce them, for 220 volt to protect our brain waves against all kinds of harmful radiation and other things. And so a portable plasma shield, like a halo around our brains, would be ideal in reality. Well, if I get more ideas, then I'll just make another video for all y'all. And, well, the other thing is about Syria. About Syria, the idea was that they don't have to attack the civilians anymore. They've already been sanctioned. And if they want to help the civilians, then attacking Syria is not the solution, of course. The Americans have supplied the Syrians with weapons themselves. That was also made clear by CNN. The rebels were supplied with weapons by the US. So that means that the Assad regime might not be responsible for the attacks. And thus, from that fact, it is clear that there might be people out there that are attempting to create a world war to depopulate 500 million in violation of the Genocide Convention. Georgia Guidestones make that clear, to create a satanic Luciferian New World Order in reality. So that may sound insane to some, but your tax money was used to create underground cities, and the missing trillions when the WTC was demolished, according to sources online. Patron Skolvenbach gave the orders to do that. And the current Pope, Francis, is associated with war crimes in Argentina, so that's even worse than a pedo Pope. And Adolfo Nicolas is the leader, basically. And he has not spoken out against other attacks, but against an attack on Syria, not against an attack on Iraq, for example, and the other countries that were invaded that are on that 2007 memo list that you may want to Google, General Wesley Clark, and also visit his website. And so I'm still for universal peace, and I just try to do what I can as a citizen to help create universal peace. And if people know a cure against centipedes, or how to keep them out of our body, or how to get them out of our body, then I'd love to know about it. And if they control them with HARP, which they've shown me, so I know that, but I can understand that other people would find it hard to believe if you tell them, well, the NSA-tonists, like Michael Aquino, are controlling centipedes remotely with synthetic telepathy to depopulate the Earth by any means necessary. And they may have done that to me because I've spoken out negatively about violations of the real law. And I think that's completely sane. If you want to create a non-fictional utopia in which we live eternally, then we shouldn't create another world war in which we are possibly, every one of us will be eliminated. And we should do whatever is in our power prevent a world war by any means necessary. So we should also listen to other whistleblowers like Snowden and Assange, and perhaps also the real Anonymous. Perhaps there are real Anonymouses out there. And perhaps Anonymous is female. Why else would she wear a mask, basically, to suggest that it's a male? If it's male, then he would probably wear a female mask, wouldn't he? If you want to be as anonymous as possible, you want to convince them that you're female, also online. There are people who do that anyway. I'm not one of them. So I'm Ulrich B.C. Hoffman. You can Skype me on prologic999, and also you may reach me by phone 02972 67638, or email flipu with the letter U instead of YOU on flipu@yahoo.com, on Yahoo. And well, then I do this, and they're locked in on my truncus encephali in reality. So that's entrainment that they do. I think there are no centipedes in my brain. However, if they are in there, they control them. So I'm definitely being murdered with directed energy weapons by the NSA, whether there are centipedes in my body or not, which to me, myself, is clear from the fact that there are attacks on my body and then my skin dents in. To psychiatrists, I might say I was pretending all this to see what the reaction would be, basically. In reality, the idea of chemtrails existing is ridiculous. Chemtrails don't exist. And the laws of cancer-causing barium, the standards worldwide being transgressed, well, whatever, they can make up anything they want to, basically. So perhaps it is better if we make collecting rainwater forbidden. Also, if waterpoweredcar.com exists, then perhaps it is better to make collecting rainwater forbidden, like in the Codex Alimentarius or whatever, which might be another illegal law, null and void, in violation of other basic laws and human rights that people really have worldwide. So then they can pretend they may torture and indefinitely detain citizens worldwide, but in reality there are international laws against that, and the president may not circumvent congressional laws with signing statements. So that is what I wanted to tell you all. If I get other important ideas, then I may upload them. I may put also the directed energy weapon log that I made connected to this video, or make a separate video of my torture overview, in which I explain a lot more about the things that they have done and are capable of to terrorize their victims, which can be part of suicide programming of the NSA-tonists. So please help spread this video, like my video if you want to, but especially spread it like healing antibodies to heal the world and make us all eternal and create a non-fictional utopia, which is possible because everything is energy, whether I created the Big Bang or not. And if everything exists because of its counterpart, then wouldn't it be easy to create a Big Bang? Isn't it just waiting to be created? If it is done with time travel capability, we already know this is all real, probably. So hurrah, this is the hurrah coconut lip balm, which is organic, that's why I like it. And well, what else do I like? Yogi tea, coca tea, and oh yeah, this stuff is really good also. Siang pure oil, menthol oil from China. It's a really nice one, with also with other ingredients. And of course cloud busters are nice. You can also create them yourselves. And well, perhaps I can do another video with the Keep On Dancing. It's one of those robots, but that's for another time. So for now, universal peace, www.jimdo.com. May peace be with you all, and may you all become eternal.